It was the first systematic excavation conducted in India.
Okay.
And the second thing, that is a site, deepest archaeological site ever studied in India. So there we have gone up to 62-meter depth and carried out a very systematic excavation of an ancient shipwreck.
Okay, that's interesting. And when you go for any excavation, like who all are involved in them, in the excavation? Like for example, who all are the team members? What that team constitutes of?
See, archaeology is a multidisciplinary study, and you get a variety of artifacts, and for their proper analysis, actually you need a variety of scientists and technicians and archaeologists. But for working underwater, basically you need archaeologists, and they have to be diver, and you need divers, because when you want to work on the ocean, on the bottom of the sea, you have to go down, and you cannot direct it from the surface.
Absolutely.
It is something like a doctor operating a patient sitting somewhere else. So if you have to work, underwater archaeologist has to go down, and then you excavate there. You need the help of divers if it is in a limited depth, and beyond certain depth, then you have to have a very advanced kind of equipments, special kind of vehicles to carry out excavation in those deeper depths. Then for their preservation, you require conservators. For their analysis, dating, you require scientists, physicists. For the study or exploration, you require geophysicists who use geophysical tool to search the bottom of the sea. You also require hydrographers who can study the bathymetry and can give you the information, because so it requires a variety of scientists and expert, and if you have all them together, you can produce the best results.
And are there any dangers in this particular field? I mean, you have to go down deep, you have to go down the sea. So are there any dangers in this particular process? And have you ever come across any such thing which you feel that, okay, now this is a very dangerous thing?
Dangers are everywhere, always. It's and underwater archaeology, of course, as I told you earlier, it's called the inner space. So it is something like you are going in a different world, but the thrill what you have is much more than the dangers. So of course there is a pressure which is against human nature. Then you can't breathe underwater. Water itself is not favorable for a man. But I don't think I don't see danger as such. Of course dangers are there, and they are everywhere. Even walking on any site on the land also you have many dangers, but I don't consider them as dangers. Of course there are animals are there which are dangerous, which you may find anywhere, even on the land also. And there are many things, the temperature, the pressure, these are few things which affect the human working underwater, but as such I don't consider them as dangers.
Okay. And what do you consider as most significant underwater archaeological finding till now in India?
It's a very difficult question, because for an archaeologist every find has almost the same value, because it's antiquity, and every antiquity has almost the same importance. Means it is equally important, but I feel one wooden block, what we found of working near Dwarika, I consider it one of very important find, because this is a site which has been studied for last several decades, and there has been different claims about the date of this particular site and the date of the structures which are found there. While working there in 2007, we found a structure which was having a wooden course, and we are sure that this wood belongs to the period when this structure was constructed, and this can be dated scientifically. So in that way it has a great importance, because the date of this wood will give exact date of the structures which are constructed there, and so probably it will solve a lot of problems of dating of these and submerged remains.
Right. And how do you see the future of underwater archaeology in India?
I feel the future of underwater archaeology in India is very bright, because we have just established one wing and it is going to expand in future. As I mentioned earlier, UNESCO has adopted a convention for protection of underwater cultural heritage, and once ratified, then India will have to take many more steps to preserve our underwater cultural heritage according to the convention. And then there are provisions of international collaboration, training. So I think and India has got a large water area which is exceptionally rich in underwater cultural heritage, and now slowly the focus is shifting from land to sea, not only in archaeology but almost in every field. So the future is very bright in this field.
Okay, and if there is any student who is considering a career in underwater archaeology, how he or she should prepare for it?
A basic qualification he need is the masters in archaeology or ancient history or related field, maybe the heritage management. And for becoming an underwater archaeologist, diving is must, because unless you reach on the site, you cannot work. So one must know the swimming, and he should be, adventure loving, and if they are, they can learn the diving and can become an underwater archaeologist.
This means that the students, they have a bright future in underwater archaeology. Dr. Tripathi, thank you very much for taking time out from your busy schedule and coming to our studio. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.